Hello there, my mate Vince here, and in this video today we're going to be trying to fix up this Tackwise electric staple gun here, battery operated, and you can see it comes in its box there. It looks pretty much immaculate, so I think again it's a customer return and I don't think it's had much use at all. Let's get it over to the mat and I'll show you what it's doing. Right, so it comes with a little carry case here. It's got a staple, it's got little nails in it, brad nails I think they're called, and it's got the operating instructions. Annoyingly though, the charger is the wrong one. So this came with it, and that charger's got nothing to do with this at all. And this only outputs 3 volts, as well as that, the earth pin here is snapped off. This needs 12 volts to operate, but what I did is I got the battery and I charged it up with my bench power supply because it's just a normal barrel jack type connector here. So I've been charging it with my bench power supply, 12 volts, 1300 milliamps. And if you have a look, I've been charging it for about an hour and I've got it up to, it was at 9 volts something, so it's not a battery problem. I got this up to around about 11-ish volts, so it should work on that, and it is making the right noises. Yeah, so 11.4 volts. When I opened this up here, the staples were put in the incorrect position. I thought, oh no, please tell me that it's not going to be one of those ones where it's just working. The staples were put here like that. Well, they don't go there like that. They go here like that, and then you close it. Used to use a manual one in BT all the time for doing the cables along the skirting boards and door frames. So yeah, I have actually got a bit of experience in stapling, but not with this one here. But I believe all it is that it detects by, it presses this down here when you turn it on. This is like a safety catch, so you can't like fire it like a gun. And that's it. You have a little light here, you can see the lights working, so you can illuminate. I know this isn't wood, but this staple is not going to go flying through here right into the mat and the table. So I am going to turn it on at the back, and it makes the right noises, so that is on there. If you have a listen, if I press the button, it doesn't do anything. But when I hold it down, it does. It's not stapling. Yeah. So there should be staples coming out now. And they're not doing that. Yet the little light up here comes on. So the safety catch is definitely working because the light's not on now, and now it is on. But there's no staples coming out. So we've got to find out why there's no staples coming out. Weirdly, I can't actually see how it works because I can't see any kind of punch thing that comes down in this corner in here. It all looks to me to be sealed, so I'm not actually sure where the staple gets punched from. You know what I mean? Like something's got to come behind here and punch it to get it to come out. Let me just see if there's a gap here. Is that a gap there? Yeah, I suppose that's the gap there. Yeah, so it can come out there. I wonder, is it just a misaligned thing where there's not enough of a gap or something like that? Let me just see if I try to have it like that. I wonder would it work now if that's slightly loose. I'm not sure if it will fire or not. Let's turn it on. I'm going to loosen it up a little bit. I want to see now if it's going to fire. Yeah, so that doesn't have to actually be in. You can see now it's out and it will still work. Right, so it's not that. Let's take it apart and see if we can understand the mechanism. If we can understand the mechanism, we'll have a chance of being able to fix it. So there's a load of screws around here, and they just look like Phillips screws. So the screws all come out easy enough, and they're all the same, apart from one very long one, which goes down the very bottom. I think that must be holding like the mechanism together, or at least putting the mechanism to the actual casing. Also up by the battery, there is a little clip that you have to slide out. It slides out the back. Clearly there wasn't enough room to put a screw there, so they put a clip there instead. But it all comes apart nicely. You have to take off the belt clip as well because you can't spread it apart until you take off the belt clip. While I'm doing that, I'll shout out that my mate Vince Massive in this little mini series here. There won't really be any sponsorships or shout outs to keep the video short, but just for this one, I'll shout them out because they haven't been shouted in a while. The massive members this month are kitdigital.com, Kip Hakes on YouTube, Max Rokotansky, Chris Seal, Felipe at MrKeeps.com, DJ VG, Pigs Anthony Dean, Russ Melanson, Sugartay, Rickard Berglund, Soul Reaver 555, Shamsa Al Sawadi, Stuart Park, Stephen from the Broken Past on YouTube, and Lee bends. So a massive thanks to each and every one of you. Now let's have a look at the inside of this and see if we can work out what is actually wrong. Right, okay, now, careful, things are very oily. Ah, this is the thing that pushes, no, this is the safety. So what does the actual punch in? Oh, is it this here? Is it this here? Let's get rid of this. See here, so has this got jams? I think this needs to be moving up and down, boom, 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 every time you press the trigger. So the safety switch is working, but whatever that is, I don't think that's working. Maybe it's got bent. And look, why have we got this here? This is, this has been, maybe the whole thing maybe has been in the down position, because look, surely that has to hit against this. So this thing has got itself seized, I think, but we can hear the motor spinning. So is this motor broken? Has that broken on here? That needs to push this up. There's a massive spring here, I've got to be really careful. Oh, here we go, look. So we'll just see how that works. Moves up there, that's a huge spring. So that has to move up. So this has to shove this up and down again. Down, up and down. So is the motor, is this not, is it broken in here? The motor's definitely working, but is it just spinning in here, not doing anything? Maybe that's supposed to be down like that, and then when the motor works, the spring from the staples, this lifts up and pushes the next one in. So maybe that's designed to be down. So now I'm thinking, annoyingly, I'm thinking it's this. So what I'm going to do is, this is going to be safe to do. I'm going to have this out here. Let's put power back into it, and we can physically do the switch. Nothing's going to fire out at me. Let's see if this is spinning. I've got a feeling the motor's spinning, and I don't think this here is spinning. Be careful because there's grease everywhere. This is quite interesting. So we'll pop the battery in. Like so. And now if I do this here, it should go. Is that working? Yeah. Right, here we go. Let's see what's happening. Let's see if this thing spins. Oh, I've got to turn it on. Now. Ah, annoying. The gearbox has gone. Can you see that motor's turning, but there's nothing happening here? Oh, right, okay. Now, can you be fixed? I very much doubt it. I'm going to take a picture so I know how the wires are routed. Now this is going to be messy. Oh, wow, that came off easy. Oh my word, it's all metal. That's crazy. Wow, I wasn't expecting it to be made like that. I was expecting some rubbish plastic. Look at that. Well, that certainly works. It's like a planetary gear type thing, isn't it? That's nice. Right, well, there's going to be plenty of strength there, and this whole thing can rotate around these ones here. So are you working? So what is not working? Play along at home. Have you already spotted what's wrong? Can you work it out before me? Look closely and you might find something, and you might see it before I do. Let's put these in, hold on one second. So they're going to go in this way. I didn't think it'd be as good as this. Look at that. Whoa. Crazy. So, are you just spinning freely then? I think that's really well made. That's keyed. And it's metal. Has this just popped out? I'm wondering if this has just popped out. Because it's not, it's keyed. Can you see? It's like it's not a circle. And it's keyed on here as well. So let's, I reckon this has popped, I think this has just popped loose. I think it's like this. And it needs to be more down. I think. A bit of play there. Or has the teeth broken? Hold on. They haven't broken. And they haven't broken. This is going to be messy. Right, so now let's see if I can work out what's what. This is spinning fine and there's no give there. So that's not going to be slipping. Somehow something's acting as a clutch when it shouldn't be acting as a clutch. Now we've got... Should that not be inside this whole thing? Has it been put wrong at the very, very beginning? What's that just? That's just doing there. Spinning. Hold on now, Vince. What's going on? Oh, that's snapped. There you go. That's the problem. Oh, it's not fixable. That's snapped. So you need a new one here. And that's why, so the motor's spinning this side, but nothing's spinning this side because this can't transfer it onto this planetary gear system here. Oh, what a shame. Oh well. Not fixable. There's no point in me even attempting to glue that. It's not going to work. I can't see any way of fixing that apart from buying a new set of gears. Oh, that's annoying. Oh well, at least we know. There's no point, if I super glue that, it's going to last seconds. There's way too much torque on stuff like this. So yeah, I might be able to get a couple of staples in for the video, but it's not going to last. You need a new one of these. I'm pretty sure a company like this are not going to have spares because the item itself is relatively cheap. But I will have a quick look. It might be possible to get off-the-shelf parts for this. It's just that there's going to be lots of measuring to do, and I don't know what to measure. You know what I mean? Like, you'd have to get the spindles right on the inside. That diameter would have to be correct. The amount of teeth on here would have to be correct. The size of this would have to be correct because if it's slightly out, it's not going to mesh with the next ones. So personally, I won't be doing anything like that. It wouldn't be worth the time, and I don't think you're going to find something like that easily. Oh well, look, we found out what the problem was. I'm going to pop this back together. Oh well, there we go. You can still use it as a bit of a light. So very disappointing, but weirdly for me, do you know what? I didn't even think red against red. You can barely see it. Apologies for that. For me, it doesn't actually bother me. I enjoy that a lot more than having something which maybe I fixed and I don't know why I fixed, because with this one, I could fully see the fault. Also, I kind of know a little bit more about how something like this works. There's a massive spring there. The motor moves that spring up, and I presume then it must somehow release and bang. So it's just like around, bang, down, because the spring was absolutely huge. And although I don't understand the purpose of having two planetary gears like that, maybe it's to allow, I don't know, is it some sort of clutch type mechanism? I'm not too sure. I haven't got a clue. I don't know why. I presume it allows a huge amount of torque, but I don't understand why there's two of them. But at least we know what the failure point was. The motor and everything's working fine. This side's working fine. And this side would be working fine. But the two sides are not linked because of that one thing that's broken. So that's the great thing about mechanical things. You can actually see it. Well, with a lot of electronic things, you can't see that a chip's faulty. But with that, you can see. So there we have it. I hope you enjoyed it, even if it is a non-fix.
Bonus item, electric can opener.
So the idea is you put it on your can, you press the button, I presume this whizzes round, and then it opens up your can. Might be useful if you have arthritis, limited mobility, or if you've got hundreds of cans to open. It would be easier than using the other methods. So I've just popped some new batteries in it. It was sold as no power, and yeah, that's what it's got. Let's just have a quick measure here, make sure we have got voltage. So each cell 1.62, 1.62, and I'm just going to go onto the contacts themselves. 3.2 there, yeah. So it looks like that's okay. Vinci prediction is that this is going to be nice and easy because I can't imagine it being overcomplicated on the inside. I'm going to say the switch isn't actually switching. I mean, it's making a noise, but it's not actually doing anything. Just to prove that, I don't know if I did that earlier or not. You see, not doing anything. So I think faulty switch. What do you think? Looks brand new. So this is a customer return. Now, is there another screw hidden under here, I wonder? No, maybe not. Well, it seems to be held up here somewhere. So I wonder, is there another screw hidden underneath this this button? Well, I can't see any screw there, I don't think. Don't think so. I wonder, does it... Oh, that comes off here. Oh, there we go. Right, okay, let's pop that button back in. That came off very easy, actually. 2 more screws here. Right now, let's see what it's going to look like on the inside. Again, play along at home. I'm going to open it up now, so see if you can see if anything looks wrong. So that to me looks brand new. So we've got a little switch here and like a little clickable micro switch as well. Stop shouting. Well, I suppose we need to put batteries in and see whether any voltage is getting to the motor. Maybe the motor sees that. Maybe the motor just needs to be turned a tiny little bit. So when you press this button, it should kick off. It's not doing, but it is clicking. So let's see if we've got any voltage at the battery. So we're going to go here. Hold on. Oh, there we go. The red wire's off. Right, so the red wire should be going to... Well, this is linked. So here. The red wire's going over here. So that's the reason there's no power getting to it. Well, we knew it was going to be an easy one. I wonder why it's tucked down here, though. I mean, it needs to be going here because this is linked, so these batteries are in series. Right, let's pop that back on. Now remember, the camera's in a different position than where my eyes are. You've got an overhead view. I'm sat back a little bit at an angle, so I didn't see that wire until I rotated it round, and then it became obvious. So yeah, hopefully you all spotted that before I did. So I just need to solder it back on. The reason the wire is placed down there is because when you actually put this back together, you flip it the bottom bit round, so the contacts are actually this side by the motor. So clearly it's just failed. I don't know why it's failed, it just wasn't soldered properly to begin with. So I'm renewing that solder one, and I'm resoldering all the others as well, just along the battery compartment here, just to make sure that they're on properly. And then I can show you how I think it works, because we have a switch to turn on and off, but there's also a little micro switch as well. So let's put the batteries in and then get the motor working to see how that works. Oh, that's how it works, look. Hold on now. So press to start. So you do this, and that loads itself onto the can, and it will keep spinning until you tell it to stop. Can you see it's brought itself down onto the can, and then hit it again, and then it will undo itself. So you can take it off the can. Oh, look, this thing actually hits down that. So look, this one here, yeah, hits this button, and this one here goes down and hits this. So what's happening is this is being pressed while this is going across. So let's see what happens when they both go across. So you do this. There we go. And then let's just see if we press that, what happens. Does it start? And then it opens up again because of this. That's kind of clever. So we just need this to start it off. And then that to stop, and look, the microchip stops there when it reaches that bit of the cam. Right, okay, nice. Well, nice, honest, easy fix, but it's still a fix. I know that is. I knew it was going to be easy. I know it's ridiculously easy, but it is an item that was faulty and sold as faulty. And lots of people would not fix that. It'd be just left in the drawer, and a few years later, it would be then thrown away. So I'll do the screws back up. Let's bring it into the kitchen, and let's open a can of soup, which will be my lunch. Right, let's see how you... oh, it's got a pull thing on it. All right, well, that's not a problem. Of course, that's really easy to use. Let's put it around this way, and then it's more like another can, isn't it? So we're going to have it like that. Yeah, so it's going to be like that. And I'm going to press the button. Let's see, so you can see I'll do it left-handed. Oh, we're off. I wonder, is that done? Yes, it is. So, 1 second. Oh, that goes. Yeah, okay. Oh, and it sort of holds on to it. Well, actually, it didn't leave any mess there at all. That's pretty good. Well, it did it. I wasn't sure if it was actually working or not, but that's a clean. That is a nice clean cut. So there we have it. Nice easy fix.